All right. Oh, all right. So no Twitter. All right. We are good. And we are live on Facebook. It is streaming. All right. I usually do pull up the Facebook feed to see that there. All right, guys, we are live. If you guys are coming in, let us know where you're watching from. We are on with Brandon from Laser Design Club. So as you guys are coming in, we'll give it a few minutes here. Just let us know where you guys are watching from. And what's the weather like? Today was kind of crazy here in Michigan. We had a spring weather. It was beautiful outside. I got my kids scooters for Christmas. They were able to go for a ride on the scooters. How about you, Brandon?
Well, we got out in the morning, but it is cold and rainy this afternoon. So we went to the park, and luckily we got to go to the park for a little bit, and then it started to rain on us, so we had to bring everybody inside. But it worked out pretty well.
Okay. Nice. I'm hoping. There we go. All right, we are streaming good. Oh, here we go. We've got everybody is here. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys all for being here. We've got Heidi, Jesse, Christine, Amy, Lynn, Janetta. What's up? How is everybody doing? We are here with Brandon from Laser Design Club. Thank you guys for being here. Let's just start it off with a bang. We're going to have Brandon kind of give us a little bit of history. But while we're doing that, I want to have you guys just comment flashlight. If you're wanting to get on the first flashlight giveaway, Heidi's going to help me out with the giveaway. Comment flashlight in the comments, and Heidi is going to pick a winner for us. Go ahead and comment flashlight, and that'll be the first person to win one of our brand new flashlights. And now let's talk to Brandon. Let's hear your history a little bit before we get into Laser Design Club. Tell us a little bit of your story.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started lasering back in 2020, and when I say we, I mean my wife and I. So COVID, obviously interesting times for a lot of people. We bought a laser kind of on a whim, and then we just never looked back. Printed our first item within the first day of having it, and then made our business from that. We were previously 85th and Pine. So if anyone recognizes us from YouTube, you probably recognize my wife and not me. We have since switched roles. I'm the one that's in front of the camera now. She's usually behind the camera, but now that we have 4 kids, it's usually just me behind the camera and in front of the camera at the same time, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But we still work on this together. She's definitely more behind the scenes. She does like the website stuff and the file design. And I am the face and the business advice. So we did very well with 85th and Pine over the years. And then we launched Laser Design Club a couple years ago. And we've since transformed that. It used to be more of like an all-inclusive file club. Now, as Blake already mentioned, we just launched the Laser Profit Games as of 8 days ago. So January 1st, we launched this new Laser Profit Games. As you might see behind me here, a little bit preview of the scoreboards. Pretty cool. And so we actually keep score of our sales for our players. And our players are obviously our members. And then we report in. Obviously, we have some education material within the platform as well. I am the business coach inside. So we meet like, let's say, once a month. We also do private calls as well if people are looking for a little bit more advanced. But that's my laser experience in 60 seconds. Don't want to spend too much time on that. But Blake, I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it really is kind of crazy how similar our stories are. Because we got our laser because Molly wanted to be able to make wooden earrings and ornaments, and I wasn't even a part of it at all. All my job was to find a laser. Molly wanted to get a glow forge, and so my job was to just pick out a laser for us to get. And same thing, we were actually able to get our laser, fire it on day one. And I thought it'd be a great idea for the first thing to make a wine caddy out of like 1-inch pine. So our first thing we cut on the laser was 1-inch pine.
That's pretty
Don't
good.
ask me why. Don't ask me why that's what I picked. But so yeah, things have definitely pivoted now. Now we've shifted to Great Lakes Laser Supply being a wholesale blank supplier. So it is definitely a big change, similar to you as well. We got our first winner, Amy Foley. Congratulations, Amy Foley. You won the first flashlight in our giveaway. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for all the interaction. We appreciate it. So let's maybe first touch on Laser Design Club. What is Laser Design Club?
Yes, so as I just mentioned, Laser Design Club, it used to be more of like an all-inclusive SVG club. We still have all the elements that we used to. Now we've since expanded. But what we initially started with was more of like laser education, a little bit on that side, monthly videos. We still have 10 SVGs every single month. They are exclusive, not sold anywhere else. So if you're looking
Oh,
for exclusive SVGs, we have that as well. But then we've slowly shifted our gears a little bit more towards laser business education in particular, just
yeah.
because we saw that there was a huge need for the market. And I mean, just Blake, myself, a lot of people may be watching this video right now. We all bought lasers, maybe on a whim, in 2020 or right thereafter. And we love the idea of it, but then a lot of us, myself included, we really didn't know what we were doing. We were just trying to figure it out as we went. So we saw this gigantic need for help in the business sector, specifically for lasers. So with our success, we wanted to, we thought we knew what we were doing, right? But you're only as good as what you could teach other people. So
Hmm.
now that's what we do, and we have the results to prove it. So that's why behind me here are some of our members. Obviously, behind me right now is our just launched leaderboard as well for the Laser Profit Games. Obviously, week 1 of January, a little bit slower time. Let's get some more people on the leaderboard first before we start evaluating it too much. But so we have since launched the Laser Profit Games, and it is a competitive game. And the purpose of the game is, yes, to make the most money with our lasers. It is very friendly, though. We're here to support each other. And the best thing that I like, especially, and this is what a lot of our current players or members have to say, is that they love the accountability factor of having to check in, actually. So you report to me weekly on your sales numbers. We call it check-in Tuesday. So we've had it one check-in Tuesday so far this year. And just looking at your numbers every single week is like, okay, what did I actually do? Am I making the right moves for my business? Or, did I do something that was right? Or maybe I made a wrong decision. So it may be hard to post a 0, but let's learn from that 0. Are we doing the inputs to get us out of that hole? And then, of course, the prizes as well. It's kind of a motivational factor for some. We have a nice hefty end of the year prize as well, either $7,000 in machine credit or $5,000 in cash. And maybe that drives some people. But most of the people who join, we are focused on just making the right moves, improving our laser business, trying to take it out of that hobby stage to a real business to generate some kind of income. So for example, a lot of our players, they are trying to retire and looking for some supplemental income. That's the vast majority of them. A lot of
Yeah.
them are, they love the hobby, they have a great passion for it, and they're just happy with any kind of money that they could make. And then others are really trying to take their business to the next level. And those are the ones, obviously, that pretty typically end up on the top of the scoreboards because they're a little bit more business focused. Maybe they have higher output machines. But it's just great to see everyone's improvement. So for example, Lisa, who's up here, she started making $120 a month when she first started with us. Lisa was a raving fan of ours back when we were 85th and Pine, right? So she
Yeah.
has been taking our advice for a long time. And then now she just, we ran an internal version of the Laser Profit Games within our community before we launched it just to work out the bugs. But she turned in 90 days, she averaged $2,800 a month in those 90 days. So she went
Wow.
from 120 to 2,800 over the course of the year, which I thought was unbelievable.
That's awesome. One of the things that really caught my attention, I don't know if it was one of the ads for the games or something else, but you really got into some pillars. I want to
Mhm.
talk about some of those pillars. Before we do, let's give away another flashlight. Comment Laser Design Club, and Heidi's going to pick another winner. In the comments, comment Laser Design Club, and Heidi will pick another winner for another flashlight giveaway. But I like for me, um those are what really got my interest, were the pillars, because I feel like you strategically obviously picked the biggest struggles that we have in our laser businesses. And can we just hit on like maybe the first pillar?
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Blake, there are no accidents in the things that I do. But I actually have the workbook here. So this is the workbook
Nice.
that all the members get access to. And the first pillar right here is the first one here. It may be hard to see, but it is create. So create really focuses into deciding what our niche is and defining one. And then it also helps us decide if our market research is valid or not, and if we are going to have a viable source of income from it. So it's just the first step of many. And I like to say this, and it's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek take on it, but some people need to be niche slapped. And I said it with an N, niche slapped. But and don't get me wrong, for me and a lot of people too, we started out just making everything for everyone, right?
Mhm.
But eventually we have to come up with some kind of a niche that we fit in. The first step in the workbook in our whole program is actually defining our unfair advantage. So that's where we start out at. And if we leverage our unfair advantage, it's just going to set the tone for us for the rest of this workbook, for the rest of the pillars, and it just makes things so much easier. But I think a lot of people just skip past that. They go directly to printing. And while that's fine when you first start, you really have to go back and define your unfair advantage, know what it is, and then trying to leverage that. And it makes the create process and everything else so much easier. That way we're just not making a bunch of random things, and we're actually a little bit more targeted. And that's what this is. And that's why it's, a little bit of a roadmap here, what we call it, because it's a step-by-step process. And we've laid it out. It took a lot of time and energy and effort to do this. Obviously, what we've learned over the years, create is probably, and in my opinion, it's actually not the one that people struggle with the most. In my opinion, that as laser people, we tend to actually be way more creative. We don't have problem with making products and maybe even defining our niche, but we do have a problem with the business side of it, and specifically marketing. And that's attract, which is our second pillar. And that's where, if I had to say, we probably spend as a community and my coaching a lot of time on pillar number 2, which is attract, just trying to get seen by the right customers. But if you don't have your niche defined, you can see how it's going to be super hard to attract the right customers if you're just blasting everywhere to everyone.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. And everything you say resonates so much with me. I try to get people to teach them to make their first $100,000, because the things that you work through in the process of getting to that point, get that focus, find a niche, focus on it, make your first $100,000, because then you're going to figure out, what do I do when I get an order for 100? What do I do when I get an order for, one, as you get to your first $100,000, doing one of something, 5 of something, 10 of something changes in that process when you're learning how to make that first $100,000. We also have our next winner, Danny McManus. Congratulations, Danny McManus. Thank you for being here and engaging. You touched on pillar 2. Do you have anything else you wanted to? How many pillars are there?
There's three. So pillar number 2, we spend a lot of time on. And the biggest thing about pillar number 2, attract, obviously that's a little bit more of a marketing focus. Like I said, it's just getting in front of the right customers. So we have a 15-minute daily bio routine that we preach. And essentially what that means, and Blake, you do it all the time, right? So let's use Blake as the example here. His ideal customers are you guys right here. He's trying to sell you some laser blanks, right? My ideal customers are right here on this video. We're doing attract right now, both of us. It's no secret, right? But let's be honest, because we're all here. We're realizing what this is, and we go where our ideal customers are. So that's the number one thing we need to do. And we also, if you go on Blake's story, if you go on my story right now on Instagram, you're going to see me posting daily, right? I've been hammering things, showing up, going where my ideal customers are. And that's what we have to do in attract. And is it very tedious? Sure, it definitely can be. But if you allot at least 15 minutes a day to the attract process and you show up every day, it gets so much easier. And the cold DMs, you stop thinking about it after you send the 5th one, and then you're on to the next. So that is a big part that we focus on, is attract. And then of course, profit. That's going to focus on our pricing. Obviously, Blake does a great job with pricing as well, preaching that and having different pricing options. And I think a lot of us, of course, we all know about the race to the bottom. We don't want that. But how do we price our projects for profit, not just for slim margins, but to actually make real profit on every single order? And then, of course, if we zoom all the way back out, we got to make sure that every single product that we are selling is going to be profitable, unless, and this is something I dived a little bit deeper into within our system, is the customer magnet, which is a freebie that we give out. So Blake, obviously you give these out as well. They're, $10 off coupons, whatever you want to call them, just something for your ideal customer to raise their hand, to self-select and say, hey, I'm interested in what you have to offer. So think about, what's he doing right now? There it is. It's on his hat. It's a customer magnet. So let's use real world examples of what we're talking about right now to put that into perspective. So great example on here, as you guys are showing up, you're winning things already. And a customer magnet is going to attract your ideal customer. So if there's one thing actually that I would love everyone to take away from today is if you have your ideal customer, right? And you have a customer magnet, that's great. You're going to be so far ahead of everybody else if you have those two things, and then give away your customer magnet, at least some, or even charge just a small amount just to cover maybe some basic costs and or shipping. But if you do that and you're attracting your ideal customers, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. No, I think that's really, really great advice. One thing I really like to do marketing for our hat clips is I will kind of go to businesses, cold. I'll walk in, but I will go there ahead of time and I'll engrave their logo on the top and then our QR code on the bottom. I'll go in there and show them to the employees, and nobody knows what a hat clip is. Like, we're making it a thing, but they're like, what's a hat clip? And then, they start wearing them on their hats. The owner finds out, then we get a phone call or an email, them wanting to order some hat clips. And then that gets us in the door for all of our other products. So that's strategically, that's why I am so passionate about the hat clip, because it's quick and easy to engrave. It's got great margins for you guys. It's something that, is very, very adaptable. It can be used for so many different things. It's not just a hat clip. It can be just about anything. Before we pivot to just talking about the games, let's touch base. Let's do our next giveaway. Oh my gosh, what in the world? What I can't think of what word I was gonna use. Heidi, what word was I gonna use for this one? Give me a word. You just said something that was let's do niche. Comment niche in the comment. Heidi will pick another winner. Comment niche and Heidi will pick another person to win. So let's pivot to just talking about the games. Let's get into some nitty gritty. You've kind of touched on a lot of the different things, the giveaways, the competition. What else is there?
Yes, so I have it right here. I like to be somewhat prepared. Right, so every single month, this is the monthly trophy that we actually give out. So I'll hold that a little bit closer, a little bit of custom trophy there. So the person who gets to the top of the leaderboard, let's say for January, will get this trophy and a monetary prize of right now $200 per month. So that's pretty cool. The person will get this awesome trophy and a little bit of status, right? They'll be featured on our social media accounts. I'll probably interview them as well. So not only do they get that, but then quarterly we give out prizes. I have the quarterly trophy here. And it's all rocket theme. We're profit rockets around
that's
here.
awesome. Do they get that one of those actual trophies, or does it get passed around?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. Everyone gets one trophy. So the quarterly trophy, depending on if they win, they could easily win the monthly and the quarterly trophy. And then the big one, the crystal profit rocket. Got to be careful with this one because it is crystal.
That's awesome.
And this one, it is very heavy. Actually, it's solid crystal. But what this one the significance of this one is it's the annual champion. So if you win the whole game, every sale after you join counts toward the annual leaderboard. And as long as you're a member, you're qualified for the leaderboard. And although this trophy is awesome, what comes with it is even better, right? It's either $7,000 in machine credit to upgrade your laser. Thunder Laser USA is also one of our partners, in addition to Great Lakes Laser Supply, or you get $5,000 in cash from us. So between the monthly, the quarterly, and the annual trophies, we give out obviously some decent prize money too, especially the end of the year trophies and prizes, which is pretty fun. So if you love competition, or you just want a little bit more accountability, the games are for you. It's very new. It's very different. Like Blake said, he's trying to make a big deal about his hat clips. I think, in my personal opinion, obviously it's my personal business, that the laser profit games may be the next big thing in the laser industry as well. The people who have already played the games, like I said, we ran a beta launch 90 days, the last 90 days leading up to the new year. They love the accountability aspect. They love the camaraderie. They love the additional education that came with it. Just because when one person's doing better, then we learn from them, and then we apply the same tactics across the board. So that's one of my personal favorite aspects of it, is just the education. So if someone, for example, Lisa, who's on the top of the lead, on the very top here, she won the Laser Profit Games pre-launch. She told us, hey, by the way, I am considering running ads on this separate platform, and I'll update you guys on how it goes. So she spent $100. She came back to us and said, hey, by the way, I ran that over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And she said, I made $600 from that ad spend. And we were like, holy cow, awesome. Maybe this is something that we're going to check out. So then everyone, looked at Lisa's notes. We went to the new platform. If it was a good fit for them, they were going to sign up and start promoting. So that just little tidbit extra from Lisa, she provided us with the results that she got. And then now everyone else is like, okay, maybe we'll go and consider this, even if it's for high demand, which that's what she did. She's like, hey, I want to take advantage of the special for ads that I got from this platform. Let's see what happens.
That's awesome. I really like that. This is a great piece to something that I want to do. I can't add one more thing to everything that I try to do. So I really love this partnership, doing this with you guys. These are all things that I would like to do, but don't have the ability to. I don't find the traction that I would like to with these posts that I try to do that are targeted towards these same things that you're doing. So this is really great that we can work together on this, because these are all things that I'm 100% on board for. People can compete for this, and at the end of the day, they're doing these things, being held accountable so that they can be successful in their laser business. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely love it too. Obviously, I get a big kick out of it, and especially just seeing people grow in their sales. Every check-in Tuesday, I get to see the leaderboard, and I'm like, all right, who's it going to be this month? Who's it going to be this week? Because we actually update the leaderboard weekly. And, it's a little bit of friendly competition, and I posted in the community, like, for instance, Aaron is on top of the leaderboard now, Lisa's in second place. And there's always a little bit of back and forth. But if we're a little bit of competitive, of course, with each other, friendly, it's just going to drive us to try to be a little bit better. And of course, like I mentioned, learning along the way a little bit more too. So it's very fun. Obviously, we have the prizes, the education. It's all kind of combined into one. Like I mentioned, we do have files. We have some great discounts. Obviously, we have discounts to Great Lakes Laser Supply. Shameless plug. But it's
Cuddle is involved as well, right?
Yes, Cuddle is involved as well. So if anyone is on, Cuddle's Facebook page, they just posted about us this evening. If anyone's, on Thunder sent out an email as well. So you're going to be seeing some of our partners post for us, which is amazing. Obviously, we're bringing on some heavy hitters. If we have Great Lakes, if we have Thunder, if we have Cuddle all on board. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate, Blake, you being a part of this. Everyone else, just for tuning in today. It's great to be here. Great to be live. I know that I used to be a little bit more behind the scenes, with 85th and Pine, but now a little bit more in my element behind the camera as well. So it's great to be out within the laser community. And before Blake and I were on, we were talking about, myself getting out there a little bit more this year. So, maybe I'll be making some guest appearances at some of these laser conferences, and we'll see what happens.
That would be awesome. Before we finish up, I just want to do one more giveaway. Comment Laser Profit Games to win the last flashlight for the giveaway. Laser Profit Games to get the last flashlight, and then we'll reach out. Heidi will pick a winner, and then Molly will reach out and get your address so we can ship that out to you. So comment Laser Profit Games one last time. So what's the next step? So let's say somebody's watching and they want to be held accountable, they want to get involved, and what can they do? Where do they go?
Right. And I see it in the comments right now. Heidi's posting. We could go to laserdesignClub.com. The link is there. And click on Blake's link. After all, he's our partner, and we appreciate him doing it. So click on his link, give him the credit, and that way we know that he's the one that sent you. So the link has been posted. And if you don't see the link for whatever reason, message me, message Blake, get the correct link, give him the credit. But then once you do, you'll get instant access to the community. You'll be able to watch the welcome video, and then you'll be able to put up your picture. Maybe we'll even feature you on the wall once you gain a little bit of recognition, and hopefully we'll see you on the leaderboard very soon here. But it's just great to see. And then if you want to post a picture with your I'm in the Laser Profit Games sign. I've been posting those in on my Instagram account, and it's just really fun to see people, posting their signs and saying that they're a player. So it's great to see everyone's excitement and interest in the games. And then hopefully we'll be seeing you on a leaderboard here soon. And then maybe you'll be taking home, either this trophy, which is the monthly, or if you're lucky enough, only one person a year gets this bad boy, which is the Crystal Profit Rocket. That one is reserved, obviously, for the annual champion. And I can't wait to send that one very, very carefully, bubble wrap that a million times because I can't have that break because it was expensive.
That's awesome. I'm really, really excited. Truly, these are all things that I want to be able to do for you guys. My goal is to never just sell anybody anything. I genuinely want them to be successful in their business. So working together with Laser Design Club, doing the profit games, this is really awesome. I believe it is a nice key to the puzzle with us. I forgot to announce the last winner. So Trina Davis Gary, you won the last one, and then Jim DeHart won the one that we just did. Thank you guys for contributing and engaging. I appreciate it. So go check out the link. You can message me for the link, get the link out of the comments. Check it out, guys. I would love to see you guys in the Laser Profit Games. Like you said, there's tons of benefits. You got Cuddle, you got Great Lakes Laser Supply discount code, you got Thunder involved too. There's some pretty awesome incentives. I appreciate you guys being here. And if you are watching this on the replay, comment hack clips, and I got a mixed pack of hack clips for you. Comment hack clips. This is for replay only. So if you're watching right now, this doesn't count. But anything else you want to say, Brandon? You want to say goodbye to everybody? What else?
Yeah, I just appreciate everybody spending the evening with us. I know I'm kind of taking over Blake's live this evening, but I really appreciate everyone tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you as a player inside of the Laser Profit Games here very soon.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. All right, and we